You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Sabia que você inspira outras pessoas? Às vezes é difícil reconhecer o seu valor, mas eu tô aqui pra dizer, você vale muito. L'Oréal Paris quer lembrar todas as mulheres disso, inclusive no cinema. Por isso, criou o Lights on Women's Worth Awards no Festival de Cannes, um prêmio que celebra as diferentes narrativas das mulheres no cinema e inspira outras, porque representatividade e reconhecimento são importantes. L'Oréal Paris, porque você vale muito.
Chegou a melhor parte do podcast. É hora de provar a melhor Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola sem açúcar. O sabor irresistível da Coca-Cola, sem açúcar e igualmente refrescante. Coca-Cola sem açúcar. A melhor escolha.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello, and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets just the smallest amount of knowledge that you could possibly imagine.
Shrinking by the day.
Pico knowledge.
My name is Ken, and I'm here with Jeff and Neal in the studio, and Matt in DC. What's up?
Hey. Matt, are you passing any bills lately?
He is the bill.
Fives, tens, just whatever the change is, right?
Bills, Toms, Johns, I pass them all. I walk around quite a bit out here.
I thought you dress up as the Bill from Schoolhouse Rock as a cosplay and sit on the steps. Is that not accurate?
That'd be pretty good.
I mean, I ask for money. I trick people into taking pictures with me and then demand $10.
Hey, you're like our politicians. How are you doing, Ken?
I'm all right. A little sleepy after this long day, but we're gonna get through it.
You were churning butter today. You had a scythe.
I woke up at 3:30
Turning that butter into cream or whatever. I don't know how you make stuff.
I think you churn the butter into cream, yeah.
Other way.
Or you churn the butter into cream.
You churn the
cream into butter.
Cream into butter.
Yeah, right. I know what life is like in an Amish farm.
You would. Your power went out the other day.
That's true. I did.
3 minutes from having to make your own cream and butter.
I grew a very quick neck beard and looked to scripture and started churning butter.
And
so
that was only after 2 hours.
Just 2 hours. That's all it took. Speaking of Amish community, we have a community here at Triviality. Maybe not the same type of community, but we're
we
fun.
Hope just as close-knit.
Yeah, just hope as close-knit. We build houses and things like that. But we have two members of our community here today that we're excited to get to know a little bit better for the listeners at home. But both of them have been on the show before, so everyone's been a little bit used to them already. We're going to start with our host today, coming to us all the way from Sydney, Australia, Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon, Mark Sheehan. How are you, Mark?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. Thanks for joining us again. Tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm an IT consultant from Sydney. I just had 2 twin girls, which has been a hell of a ride. They're 4 months old.
Congrats.
That has been. Thank you. So, yes, I don't have any sleep, so I can understand why you were rushing out to get coffee earlier because I've been drinking a butter bucket load.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and you're going to be hosting today, but we need a competitor for today's game. And if you listened to last week's episode, you heard our next guest from Austin, Texas, a Savage Superstar on Patreon, Nate Lozier. He's been in our studio the entire time. We tied him up and kept him here per his contract that he signed in blood with us. So he's here another week, but he's going to be playing today. How are you, Nate?
Help me. No, I'm good. Doing good. Happy to be here again, guys.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. And for anyone listening, anything you'd like to tell the folks at home?
This is like the second day when you're on Jeopardy and you have to come up with a second fun fact.
You're already out of your great bits.
Yeah, I loved reading. I didn't officially read this in his book, but I read it on Reddit that he ended up making up a lot of those because he just ran out of fun facts to tell. And I'm all out of fun facts already about my life too. But yeah, I live in Austin. Currently in Florida visiting my parents, but happy to be back. And
and I believe you were in Key Largo, right?
Yeah, I was in Key Largo before, and now I'm a little bit further north visiting. Was visiting my girlfriend's parents, now visiting my parents. So second half of the trip.
And are you going to be visiting Kokomo at all?
No. Although I did make the Key Largo Montego joke, and everyone did that sympathy laugh like they'd heard it a million times.
They don't like it there.
They don't like it. All right. Well,
not a fan.
Well, I think
they shouldn't live in Key Largo.
That's true. Yeah, if you don't want the joke, don't live there, right?
It's really weird though, because I always thought everybody lived in the Keys was like a Jimmy Buffett, hang loose, like no worries kind of person.
I will say, anytime we go to like a foreign country or like a really far off place, you say you're from Chicago, and it's either Michael Jordan or Al Capone, boom boom. That's all we get. So that's all you got. Matt, you're going to be partnering with Nate today. Any ideas on a fun team name, or do you want to do anything just very classic for today?
He was just in Key Largo. Why don't we be Key Party Largo?
Key Party Largo.
Maybe it works.
Key Party Largo, the Florida's 3-star private limousine service. All right, and Jeff, we're both fans of footy. I'm a Pies fan. You're a Blues fan. What would you like to name ourselves with that information?
Blueberry pie.
Ooh, the Blueberry Pies. I like it.
Well, we have our teams. Looks like we need the rules. Let's toss it to rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Mark, how was the Australian accent from the rules read today?
He absolutely nailed it. A little bit too much emphasis on the g'day, but it was fair dinkum.
Wonderful. Well, we're ready to play. Ken, you're going to score key for us today?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Well, let's get started with question 1. Just to let you know, every question has a title. The title could be a clue, a pun, or some joke that I thought was funny in my head, but will fall flat for most of you. But keep an eye out for or an ear out rather, for the question title. For question 1, the question title is Shh. So which rock band released a deeply haunting cover of a Simon and Garfunkel song in 2015? The original song came out in 1964.
Okay, Jeff and I are between 2 songs, and we're just trying to think what band in 2015 would actually cover Simon and Garfunkel, and we're just going to take a stab.
Yeah, I think I may actually know this. Okay. I believe the song is "Sound of Silence."
I agree. Yeah,
and I think it's. I would eventually get to it unless you already know, but I know the lead singer has like a bald head. I think he has like either like a nose ring.
Or it seems like he has a bit of a sickness. He might be down with it.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Pretty sure it's Disturbed. So.
Yeah, Disturbed, exactly.
Yeah.
And Blueberry Pies, what was your answer?
Yeah, we also think this is Sound of Silence, but what did we come up with for
Well, we just said, just for the sheer fact that he's getting viral on the internet for his abs and pecs, we said it was the Imagine Dragons.
Points to Key Party Largo on this one. It was indeed Disturbed with a very metal version of Sound of Silence. Big fan of any metal covers of songs that really have no place being in the metal genre.
Now, is the Disturbed Pillsbury Doughboy, when you hit his stomach, he goes, "Wah!" Right?
Moving on to question 2. Question title is, would you like fries with that? Perissodactyla, which are horses, Squamata, which are lizards, and Carnivora, which includes cats and dogs, are examples of what taxonomic rank that falls between class and family?
All right, Nate, I think you have a good idea.
I think Matt has it as well, but I just wrote memorization from whatever middle school, kingdom, file, and class, order, family, genus, species. So I believe it's ordered.
Yes, it's welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
So, Neil, what did you think this was originally?
I forgot about order. I was thinking Good Burger, but then I wasn't thinking order. And then I was like, Burger King, Kingdom, fries with that. But it wouldn't be Burger King because Mark would do Hungry Jack. So I was completely wrong anyway.
We said order. I just wanted to know what his reasoning was.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of wish I was smart enough to go down that deep level of clues, but it wasn't quite so clever. The correct answer is definitely order, so points to everybody.
think-
the order that they come in are domain,
Chordata?
kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species.
I think we can all agree that Hungry Jack's is a better name than Burger King, though.
Absolutely.
Would agree, yes.
Yeah.
Unrelated, but do they call Hungry Jacks anything else? Like we call it BK or Mickey D's, or like is it just Hungry Jacks?
Sometimes if we're super lazy, it's HJs.
HJs.
Yes,
That's okay.
it's not really that clever.
Oh, rough.
Not great. Yeah.
Doesn't translate so well into the American vernacular. So
That's a
Yeah,
different
right.
type of
For,
fast food delivery. Yeah.
My 2 a.m. HJ. I don't know.
Brilliant.
Can't
Question
get that on Uber Eats.
Question 3. The title for question 3 is That Hurts. After potting a red ball in snooker, players then select which of the coloured balls they are attempting to sink. Which snooker ball is worth 5 points when potted?
I know nothing about snooker. I know a lot about Snooki, but that has nothing to do with.
JWoww guy.
Yeah.
All right, Nate. So snooker is a billiards type game, I believe.
It is. Yeah.
Is it the one with the little like bumpers?
That I don't remember. All I remember is I believe there's a lot of red balls and maybe one green ball, but that could be totally wrong. So
Yeah.
I do not go based on what I'm saying.
And I don't even know like their numbering system if it's just like 1 through 9, so we would have no ends here.
Are
might
they
be thinking of a
even
different-
numbered? Legit question.
Yeah. I actually remember seeing, maybe this is a totally different game that isn't snooker, but a bunch of balls that don't even have numbers on them.
Okay.
Or maybe I just haven't seen them. Or I could have just been, really drunk when I watched it, but I have no idea.
Some drunk snooker watching at 3 a.m. Your life's going great. I think you said one of the balls is potentially green.
That's basically a guess. I mean, so go with them,
Let's go with the big green ball.
Just for the record, if you have red balls, that means stop. If you have green balls, that means go to the hospital.
And if you have blue balls, that hurts according to the category titles. That's what we're going to lock in with.
Oh, come on.
Very good catch, Blueberry Pies. It is, in fact, blue. So the order of the balls and the score. So red, as you mentioned, Nate, there are quite a lot of red balls, and there's one of each of the other colours. So the red ball's worth 1, yellow worth 2, green is 3, brown is 4, blue is 5, pink is 6, and black is 7.
Love that clue.
Thank you. Question 4, the clue is, or the question title is, My Manwich. In Greek mythology, Pan was the half-goat, half-human son of Dryope, and what other figure known as the messenger of the gods?
We can lock in.
I believe this is a
Love it.
Futurama reference. Do you know, Nate?
I don't. I could make a guess, but
I
you go
believe
ahead.
the Jamaican character on Futurama, Hermes, at one point has a quote that says, "My manwich." So I'm pretty sure that this is Hermes.
Oh, that's weird. We were thinking it was Conrad. No, we agree. We said Hermes.
Played by Paul Schaefer.
Very good. Well done. Points to both teams. It was, in fact, Hermes. Good get on the clue. It's one of my favourite episodes of Futurama.
Great episode.
Moving on to question 5, we have the title of Where I Get My Milk. So, since 1997 and 1999, respectively, what cities are the 2 special administrative regions of China? And I'll give 5 points for each correct answer.
We're locked in, Neil.
Ooh.
You're thinking of the administrative areas of China. All I was thinking of was the scene in Billy Madison when he goes, "Hey, sideburns, you want some of this milk?"
Well, when he started originally, I was like, no, he's not Canadian because milk comes from bags. So,
Heavy.
All right, Nate. What do we know about this?
I mean, I would. My guess would be Shanghai and Beijing, but I don't really know.
That would be my guess too. I honestly cannot name too many more cities in China. Those are the biggest that I know of. So let's go Beijing and Shanghai.
We are going to go. I know one of these was seeded over on like January 1st, 1999 or December 31st, 1999. which was Hong Kong. And I think the other one is right across the way, known much more for gambling in that one scene where Bond crosses the water in a boat. And we said Macau.
Fantastic, full points to the Pies. It is, in fact, Hong Kong and Macau. So the administrative regions are the Chinese government look after most of their diplomatic, military, and other state affairs, but there are other things that they are a little bit more autonomous on.
They let them do capitalism, basically.
It's bringing money in through that gambling, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Mark is so clever, I just got the joke that where does my milk come from? Macau.
I did not even put two and two together.
Jay Borsum did some playtesting on this one, and Jay said I had to keep that in and make sure it was mentioned if you guys didn't catch on.
Yeah. Delightful.
Well, that brings us to question 6, which means it's time for a score recap. We have Key Party with 30 points, Blueberry Pie with 40 points, and I'm playing by myself with 30. But they're just imaginary points.
Kind of like ours, too.
Mine are even more imaginary. Next to your imaginary. Let's get question 6.
Question 6 in the category of My Goth Phase. Politian was the only play written by what prolific author? The play was composed in 1835 but was never fully completed.
All right, Jeff wrote down a name that evoked some very strong memories, and I had a very visible response in studio, but we're going to lock in and see what happens.
All right. I'm kind of at a loss here.
Yeah, I'm thinking either probably Shanghai or Beijing.
Yeah.
I honestly, I have absolutely no clue.
So, based on the title of the question or the category, my goth phase, in the time period, this could be Poe. It could be Poe. And he's very prolific. And I don't remember too many plays written, so that could be.
Yeah, that makes total sense, and it's definitely in the right time frame.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a great guess.
We're going Poe.
Magnificent. And Blueberry Pies?
Yeah, we went with the first name of Jeff's favorite Star Wars character. We went Poe.
Well done, guys. Full points all around. It was indeed Edgar Allan Poe. It was did not receive good reviews, and the failure essentially stopped him from writing any longer works and focused on most of his short stories.
Wow.
But it is
what really stopped him from writing further works is alcoholism and possibly rabies.
That certainly doesn't help.
Yeah, my rabies phase doesn't really work well.
Excellent stuff, guys. So moving on to question 7 in the category of Push It. What common household ingredient do we get from the seeds of the Piper nigrum berry?
All right, we think we are sniffing what Mark's putting out, or that sounds weird, but we're going to go with it. We're going to lock in.
It's not that kind of key party.
The common household item of Spinderella, I believe, is what I think we're looking at. So the category is Push It. I think that this is either salt or pepper. And
Which
based
one
on
comes
that
from
title,
a berry?
Yeah, you think this one's pepper?
I would say a pepper of the two, probably, right? If it's a berry.
Yeah. So I think we can lock in with pepper.
It's your cousin Marvin Berry. Yeah, we went with Peppa, but more specifically pepper.
Very good. Points all around, guys. Indeed, peppercorns and ground pepper come from the Piper nigrum berry. The black pepper is cooked and dried unripe fruit. Green pepper is dried unripe fruit, and the white pepper comes from ripe fruit seeds. So all different types of pepper come from the same berry, which is I thought was quite cool.
That is cool.
Question 8, the question title is Theralist. In Arrested Development, Tobias Fuke has a phobia that is closely related to gymnophobia. What is gymnophobia the fear of?
We can lock in.
Climbing rope?
No, not quite. Do you have any idea, Nate?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know Tobias is a never nude, right? So his phobia is
non-vostantic nude.
Yeah, he's good. Exactly.
I assume it's being naked, right?
Well, but it says close has a phobia that's closely related to. I mean,
Yeah, I think it would be. He has his like chain.
Oh,
I
he
don't know,
always is wearing his jeans, I guess, his jean
jean
shorts.
shorts.
It's cut off.
Yeah, maybe I think I'm overthinking it, but yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we'll say fear of being nude, probably in public, but
Yeah,
basic,
I
not
think
being nude.
I think the first fact that ever got me into trivia was finding out that gymnasium comes from naked, right? Like gymnosperms, they're uncovered seeds. So we think gymnophobia is the fear of being naked or nude.
Yeah, so it's a generic fear of nudity, but points all round for that one. It's close
right.
enough. So it's not just yourself; it could be nudity in general. But yes, that is correct. And all the flavor text about the never nude and wearing those sexy little cut off denim shorts, you already stole all of that.
Jeff, you just learned me like 3 things in one fell swoop with your description.
I was going to say
props.
the same thing. And you're not afraid of that phobia in our studio, Ken, because often you are naked in here.
Usually, in fact.
In question 9, he's not from Brisbane. In the ancient tale about Androcles, which animal was Androcles said to have treated with kindness, who then repays the kindness at the end of the story by not eating the guy?
Are you familiar with the story?
I am not. I'm not killing it here.
I believe this is where the mouse takes the thorn from the lion's paw, and then the lion chooses not to eat the mouse. So I'm pretty sure that this is a lion, which is also the name of the Brisbane footy team. I believe they're Lions. So that would be good. Let's lock in with Lions.
I like it.
Forget, Matt, you're not as old as I am. I keep going back to the days of the Brisbane Bears, but
And then the Fitzroy Lions.
yeah, that's right.
I wore this Guernsey when I was in Australia playing. We wore the Brisbane Lions jersey.
The purple and blue with
the
gold.
maroon gold. Yeah. We said lion as well.
Fantastic, well done, guys. My missus even mentioned you should say Fitzroy Lions, but I was like, these guys won't know the history that far back. So surprising me once again with your footy knowledge. And the final question in the round, rounding it out, is in the category of you gotta be kidding me. Set to be inaugurated in August 2024, Nusantara will be the name of which Asian country's new capital city?
Okay, we can lock in.
Oh boy. Well, this is the first one that I have no idea.
Yeah. Nor do I here. So
Okay. So now let's look at Asian. Which country's capital right now is Old Centaura? Is that how that works?
Yeah, that would help us out here. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know that either. I'm trying to think of a country that has had administrative changes in the news or something like that. But I mean, I guess Tibet is constantly being overwatched by China, but I don't know why that would change.
Right.
I'm just throwing out random ideas.
Maybe the Philippines, maybe
yeah.
We got nothing, right?
Exactly.
We got a whole bunch of nothing, so we're going with the Philippines.
And the pies?
Yeah, so this move is actually ecologically motivated. They have, despite being on the water, have a lot of issues with water. And with all the digging between being on the coast with global warming and digging out a bunch of stuff, the city of Jakarta is sinking. So Indonesia needs a new capital. So they're moving it to Borneo.
Well done, Jeff. Again, taking all the flavor text I had here. It's moving out of the island of Java into Borneo. It is, in fact, Indonesia.
Well, I have the scores here. Blueberry Pie surging ahead with 90 points. Very strong play by them. 70 points for Key Party and 70 for your humble scorekeeper.
Keeping score over there?
Yeah, just keeping score.
Playing by yourself, keeping score. But you know what happens when we keep score over here at Triviality? We keep score by the amount of patrons that we have because they allow us to keep our show running smoothly and upgrading when we need to, and also just a great ball of appreciation from us when we get to see a new patron join. As we were recording tonight, we got an email on our account, and we got some new patrons, which is always nice to see in the middle of a recording. So Kristen Pelote thank you very much for joining Patreon. But we have two in the studio today, Nate and Mark, and we really appreciate their support. But Jeff, if someone wants to join Patreon for even as little as $1 a month, what's the first thing that they're going to be getting for that $1 a month?
You're going to get an automated thank you email from us. No, it's true. But no, for just $1 a month, you can get all of our episodes ad-free. So that is 7 usually or 8 episodes a month ad-free.
And how about all the extra episodes?
Yeah, like, you know, we're talking about our Patreon exclusive bonus episodes.
That's right.
Yeah, you can get all of those, dozens of hours, if you will, of content
And
for
crop
as little as
drops.
$5 a month. So.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to join Nate and Mark, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. And while you don't have to be a patron to be on the show, being one helps expedite that process. And we very much appreciate all the support from our patrons.
Just our little way to say thank you.
And now on to the swing round.
Thank you very much, guys. So the swing round is in the category of sporting terms. So these are all terms that are referenced in different sport-specific terms. They will not be team names, although there are some references there. 5 points apiece for each of these. And the terms that we have are duck, turkey, mulligan, peloton, pancake catch, hog line, egg beater kick, Sharon, 5-hole, and falcon.
All right, for each of these terms, you're going to be looking for a sport, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Pausa rapidinho agora para falar de dica de ouro para os papais e mamães. Depois de experimentar a nova Hug Supreme Care Fralda Roupinha, tudo ficou ainda melhor para o meu filho. É a única com canais em X que se adaptam aos movimentos, com 2 vezes proteção noturna e cintura elástica que se adapta ao corpinho do bebê, além de ser super fácil de colocar e tirar. Praticidade pura. Então guarda essa dica. Nova Hug Supreme Care Fralda Roupinha. Bebê, estamos juntos nessa, mais do que nunca. Agora curta seu podcast.
All right, we are back from our break, and we have some sports. Are they right? We don't know, but we'll find out. Let's, why don't you take it away, Mark?
Brilliant. So the first one was duck. What did you guys have over at Blueberry Pies?
We had no idea. We just tried to pick a sort of an not obscure sport, but just one that wasn't as popular, and we said darts.
Yeah, I believe this is a cricket term. I don't watch it myself, but I have a few friends who do, and I feel like I've heard this term before.
Good get there, Nate. It is a score of 0 in cricket. And
right.
a golden
that
duck is a score.
Probably guarantee us a wrong answer later.
Yes. A score of 0 on getting out on your first ball is a golden duck for future trivia reference.
Oh, cool.
The second one was turkey.
Yeah, we said bowling. I think this is 3 strikes in a row. Thank you, Wii Sports.
Yeah, the beginning of this game making me very hungry, but we also agreed with bowling.
Well done, guys. Yes, would be called a hat trick in any other sport, but bowling seems to want to use an odd term. Number 3 was mulligan.
Yeah, I think this is when you got to drop another one in golf.
And we said the same thing, golf.
Well done. Points all around for that one. Number 4, peloton.
This one, we just tried to use some reasoning. We know that the famous stationary cycle company Peloton is a bicycle. We thought maybe it's named after a cycling term.
Yeah, we tossed around a reoccurring credit card bill, but we think that it's probably cycling, so we said cycling.
Well done, guys. 5 points across the board. It is where the group of cyclists is hanging out together in the velodrome as they go around. The peloton is that group. Number 5 was pancake catch.
This is, I think, at least my favorite answer that we tried to come up with. We had no idea, and we thought maybe if you're playing like Frisbee or Ultimate Frisbee and you catch the Frisbee in between your hands, like you make a pancake. So that's what we went with.
That is a pretty good guess. We went with Matt here, who thought this might be something from rugby.
Well done, Neil. You've nailed it even with the description. It is a pancake catch. Hit one hand on top and one hand below on the Ultimate Frisbee. Which was, I tried to keep a straight face when the Key Party Largo team were talking about Frisbee for other options.
For every option. Yes, we were like...
Except for that one.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Moving on to number 6, we have the hog line.
Yeah, so for this one, we said rugby. Figured maybe it was lining up to get the pigskin or some such. Don't know if it's well-reasoned, but it's reasoned.
Yeah, we figured that one of these two is going to be rugby, so we said rugby again, thinking it was like the line in a scrum, potentially.
And this one, we would be more likely to get a right answer if the Bone Doctor was on. This was curling.
Oh.
Yes, there is a particular line on the pitch, court, field, where the rock has to go over, and that is called the hog line. Moving on to the next one is egg beater kick.
Again, just thinking without much brain here, we thought maybe in swimming, if your legs are, tapping very, very fast, it looks like you're beating eggs. That's what we went with, swimming.
This one was on Matt. He believed that this was something from Australian rules football.
Okay, I have a decision to make here. It is water polo or synchronized swimming. It is keeping yourself afloat and above the water from the water. But I think 5 points
for sure
for the blueberry pies on that one.
So lesson, just think dumb, kind of. It works.
Well,
the new Apple logo.
That's particularly useful when I'm the host. Think very dumb. Question 8, I believe we're up to, was Sharon.
This one, Jeff and I knew right away, but Jeff, you can take it.
Yeah, plastered all over the footy itself. We figured this had to be a footy term.
Oh, man. We didn't know. We thought it sounded somewhat British, and what's more British than rowing? We said rowing.
Sharon is the ball that is used in an Aussie rules football match. It is made by a company called Sharon and has been for quite a number of years.
Sharon.
What was that? Oh, was that Ozzy Osbourne?
That was Ozzy. It was a very bad Ozzy.
I thought that was like an out-of-breath Frankie Valli singing Sherry for some reason. I don't know why.
Frankie Valli, the later years.
Sherry. Yeah.
Brilliant. Number 9 is 5-hole.
This one, we first thought it might be soccer because we were like, oh, I think that's the one that goes through the legs. But then, we figured actually it's probably hockey. So we went with hockey.
Yeah, we were thinking the same thing. Hockey could also maybe be lacrosse, any sport where you meg the keeper. But hockey.
Yeah, hockey was the right answer. It is used in quite a number of other sports, but when you do a Google search for 5-hole, hockey is the one that pops up first. But certainly, yes, I think it is relevant in a lot of other goal-related sports. And finally, we had falcon.
Yep. As predicted before, we think we're wrong on this one because we knew there was a bird cricket thing. Apparently it's duck, but we said this was cricket.
We had literally no idea, and we were just trying to think of a sport that we hadn't mentioned yet. This better not be rugby, but we said handball.
I hate to do it to you, Matt, but there was a player. There was a player in the 80s called nicknamed the Maltese Falcon, and he got hit in the head with the ball a number of times. So the term falcon for getting hit in the head with the ball came initially from rugby league specifically. But yes, it's used in quite a lot of Aussie sports, and I've heard it in other sports as well, getting hit in the head with the ball.
That concludes the swing round, but before we move on to the second round, we got some scorekeeping to catch up on. Blueberry Pies raised their score to 125. Key Party raised theirs to 95, but commanding lead from Blueberry Pies. And I quit because I didn't want to do the sports round. What's the second round? What do you have?
All right. Question 1 in round 2. Title is ABCs. Skipper was a doll launched by Mattel in 1964 as Barbie's kid sister. 10 years later, Growing Up Skipper was released. Apart from growing an inch taller, what else happened when you turned Skipper's left arm?
Hair sprouted in surprising places.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Right?
Well,
I think it did.
No.
No
yeah.
way. No. Wait, you mean okay.
There's no way that happened.
Well, this is 1964, so.
You think in 60...
Or 1974.
Oh, 74? You think it's
anything's possible?
I guess anything's possible.
Dear God, it's me, Skipper.
It's like, Skipper, I didn't see you all summer vacation. You look so
Skipper,
different.
I hardly know her. All right, so you guys are locked in?
Jeff's mind is on one thing, and I'm not going to take it off of him.
No,
take it
I
off,
literally think this was a thing.
Okay.
This is like the Hermione sketch. Is that what we're getting?
Hermione.
All right, yeah, we'll lock it.
What do you guys
Developing
have?
this body in secret all summer. Yeah.
Is any of this useful? Is she wearing a sweater? What is this?
Yeah.
This is all getting cut, right?
No,
No.
It's part of the answer.
Some of this is
Keeping it.
really good.
Oh boy.
I just can't
And by the way,
even,
on an episode I just edited, there's a moment where Matt says, this is all getting cut, but it's all in. Just want to let you know.
Always watch what you're saying. So thinking about the clue or the category was ABCs. I have no idea what that could be in reference to.
well, I was thinking ABCs as in bra sizes. So if they're gonna go something with that,
yeah, I guess
and it could enhance the
we'll
chest.
say a chest enhancement.
Yeah, we thought secondary sex characteristics also appeared.
Yeah, Jeff just wrote down favorite toy of Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. Dr. 90210. So
This was every episode of Nip Tuck.
So, despite all of the joking, you are both correct. Her breasts grew as well as getting an inch taller.
What a weird toy.
You could get away with a lot in the 70s. But luckily for her, if you turn the arm backwards, the effects of puberty were removed.
if only all of us could do that.
Yeah, seriously. Can I have my voice
Wouldn't
back?
it be nice? Brilliant. Question 2 in the category of shaken, not stirred. Who was Agent 17F, not 007, when he worked for British Naval Intelligence during World War II?
Oh, we can look in. Thanks to Operation Mincemeat.
Oh, okay. Wait, that sounds familiar, but not enough to.
Not too familiar.
Neil giving away the answers? That also sounds familiar.
Neil too likes to live dangerously.
Wait, was Operation Mincemeat the one where they put a dead body in the water and drifted it towards Italy so that they could have discover fake? Anyway, could it be Ian Fleming?
Oh, it
The
could
author
be.
of, right?
I think that would make sense. I'm pretty sure that Ian Fleming was in the British Naval Intelligence. So let's lock in with that, and Neil can tell us about the Netflix show or whatever he learned this from.
So Operation Mincemeat, Nate was correct. It's when the British Secret Service, Naval Services put a dead body with clues and whatnot for the Nazis to find. Anyway, it was Ian Fleming. Yeah, he was in the British Naval Intelligence.
Fantastic. Points all round. It was Ian Fleming. There were only 12 Bond novels, which I guess is quite a lot, but then when you look at the number of movies, it seems small in comparison.
I hear they're insane too.
I used to read them in high school, but I don't remember one word from any of them.
The important thing in the difference between the books and the films is that Bond drives an Aston in the films and a Bentley in the books. That's all you really need to consider.
He's also
yourself
celibate in the books, surprisingly. No, that's not true.
No. Okay.
Right?
He's a 000, not a 007.
Neil, he couldn't keep it in the pages.
But Operation Mincemeat is a movie, Matt. You're correct, on Netflix if you want to learn about it.
Yeah, that does sound very cool. I don't know if it did actually work, right?
It did work, yeah. But there's a lot of extra stuff that went on behind the scenes, like espionage and trickery and all that kind of good stuff. So,
right.
And on to question 3 in the category of Tarantino approved. The Babinski reflex is used predominantly to test the nervous system in newborn infants. Which part of the body does it relate to?
Okay.
We're locked in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Neil is a very big Tarantino fan, I believe.
Yeah.
Neil and I actually greet each other by testing this reflex.
Oh, please, no.
With your tongues.
Oh, my God.
And everyone knows about Tarantino's foot fetish. So, and also it's I think it's rolling from the back of the foot to the front to see if it reflexes right after they're born.
Right. So much like Shredder, we're going with the foot.
Yeah, Mark would have recently probably experienced this with his twins, right? This is the bottom of the foot.
Yeah, and Quentin Tarantino probably went wild at the opening of the aforementioned Barbie trailer when Barbie steps out of her heels. So yeah, we'll say feet.
Yep, points all around. Well done, guys. And the play testers said that while the category was made it very easy, it was too good not to keep in. But yes,
the real question is what happens when you turn Skipper's foot, not her arm? I guess we'll find out.
We'll talk off air about that.
Yeah, we'll go on eBay.
But yes, I hope for your sake, guys, when you are testing each other's Babinski reflex with your tongues, it doesn't actually work. If it exists in a person after 2 years old, it can show a sign of muscular defects.
Now, Ken, I don't know if you remember, there was a spin-off of the... Sorry. They're so stupid. There was a spin-off of the Michael Douglas, Alan Arkin series on an adult channel.
The Babinski method.
The Babinski method.
So that sucks. That sucks, Neal.
If you love Triviality and feet, go to our TeePublic store where we have a written and directed by Triviality podcast shirt with a big old foot on it.
What's the name of that site people sell pictures of their feet on?
OnlyFans?
No, there's like a specific feet one.
Only feet.
Only is it? Maybe it's only feet. I don't know. Anyway, we should sell stuff on there, but not our own feet.
All right, moving into question 4 in the title of Not in Kansas Anymore. An anemometer is a weather device used for measuring what?
We can lock in.
All right. So my first thought, not in Kansas anymore. Wizard of Oz, Tornado.
Helen Hunt.
And also, I'm
Twister.
reminded of Twister, where they release all those little things that terrified me as a child. It's my first thought. I don't know.
I'm 100% in on a Twister or a Tornado.
Yeah.
And blueberry pies?
Yeah, we want a little bit more generic. You could probably use it for that, but we just said wind speed.
Yes, the correct answer is wind speed. I certainly could be used for hurricanes and tornadoes and whatnot, but anemos is the Greek for wind, which is where the term comes from.
Is the judge giving key party points for that?
I think because the other guys were spot on, I'm going to be a little bit nasty on that one. In question 5, so this one is semi-related listener-submitted trivia. My stepson, 10-year-old stepson, is a massive Planes fan, so this comes from him, inspired by him. The question category is Only You Hold the Key. Developed for the US Army Air Corps for World War II, which aircraft manufacturer created the P-38 Lightning?
And I feel pretty good about this one. We're going to go ahead and lock in.
And key party logo?
All right. Jeff feels pretty good about it. I don't feel pretty good about it. How do you feel?
So I don't know anything about planes, but my first American. So my first thought is Boeing or Lockheed Martin, one of those two.
Well, the good thing about Lockheed is that it holds the key.
I was just going to say, just when you said that.
And I think that
could be the pun, but
yeah. So I think we can lock in with Lockheed Martin.
And blueberry pies, what did you lock in with?
Yeah, P-38 was one of my favorite planes growing up because of a little video game called 1941.
Great game.
And that's a P-38 in there. Pretty sure that this is Lockheed before they merged with Martin.
Steve Martin.
Indeed, yeah. Steve Martin actually has a controlling interest of Lockheed Martin. So
that was Chris Martin from Coldplay.
So I was a little bit hard on key party logo last question, so I'll go easy on them this round. It was indeed Lockheed before they were Lockheed Martin, but I will pay both answers. 10 points.
All right.
I would say so because that's the company that they were before. So
yeah, so they were Lockheed Martin in 1995.
Plus for losing.
They were Lockheed before you pulled their arm, and then became Lockheed Martin.
Okay, after 5 questions in the second round, Blueberry Pie is up to 175. Key Party is at 135. Fading into the horizon.
Question 6 in round 2 is 2020 vision. Which astronomer is generally credited with providing evidence that the universe is expanding, doing so in 1929?
Oh, I could see that. I mean, it's definitely not Justin Timberlake with his 2020 experience.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Yeah, let's go with your answer.
Okay, we're going to lock in. It's my first gut instinct. Don't know if it's right, but we're going to lock it in.
All right. So just to be clear, this is evidence that the universe is expanding at an increasing rate rather than a decreasing rate, like debunking the idea of like the Big Crunch.
Yeah, I believe so. Right.
Okay. Can you? Yeah. So 1929, though, I thought that was like discovered in the last like 15 to 20 years. That the idea of like dark matter that's pushing the universe apart rather than.
Yeah. It's
so
collapsing
I think
upon itself.
Right.
Previously thought.
1929 would be too early for like Hawking, right? It could be perfect for someone like Einstein, although I'm not sure that it would be him.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really consider him as much as an astronomer as a scientist.
Yeah.
In
I call
general.
it Hawking expansion.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I mean like Richard Feynman would be another like famous, I guess, scientist / physicist, but that might be too early for him too.
Is this the telescope guy? Hubble?
Galileo? Hubble. That is a great guess. Yeah. Because it would be something that would be it would be something that would be seen with something to do with like, red blue shifts, or the idea that some galaxies are going away at faster rates rather than slower rates.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to remember. I remember learning about this, but I thought it was way later than 1929. But yeah, that's a great guess.
Maybe like the
Part man,
scientific
part
proof
telescope.
Of it,
He's Hubble.
it's Hubble. Barney Hubble. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, we'll go with B. Hubble.
I believe it was Edwin. But yeah,
it's Barney Hubble.
We also said Hubble, and I just looked it up. Apparently, 67 kilometers per second per megaparsec is the expansion rate out in the nether regions of space. Ken.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that,
because that means a lot.
We knew that, obviously.
Brilliant. So
that is interesting.
Yeah, the answer is someone who's got an asteroid, a crater on the moon, and an orbiting space telescope named after them. It is Edwin Hubble. Fantastic. Moving on to question 7 in round 2, in Never a Dull Moment. What war was fought between 1899 and 1902, with the British Empire taking on the South African Republic and the Orange Free State?
Okay, we're not sure if we're right on this one, but I think that there's a movie that might possibly depict it, so we're going to lock in.
Yeah, I haven't seen whatever movie this is that he's referring to. I don't think it's District 9. I think that's a little later.
You're in the right area, though. So
I was thinking it might be that really terrible, I want to say Matt Damon movie where he
the
plays
rugby one?
Rugby player, but that has nothing to do with a war, right?
I don't think so.
Not.
Yeah, I literally have no idea that whatever war this is. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say I have never heard of that. So let's just say the Orange War. I mean,
that sounds 100% right.
Yeah, Battle of the Oranges, Orange Battle. I don't know.
Neil,
that's what we got.
I think we're way off, but we just said Zulu.
Okay, so this is probably the hardest question I have. This is the Boer War. Also accepted the Second Boer War or the Anglo-Boer War.
No way.
It is pretty deep connection to Australia's history, as it's the first war where we fought under our own flag as the Commonwealth, as opposed to under the British flag. So it's quite ingrained in our history.
We were kind of close. Zulu was from 1879, so we were kind of in the right.
Oh, okay, we're only 20 years off. That's pretty close. Cosmologically.
And you named a real war, unlike us.
No, funnily enough, the War of the Oranges was a brief conflict in 1801 in which Spanish forces, instigated by the government of France and ultimately supported by the French military, invaded Portugal.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Listen, Matt, if there's a commodity, people have fought over it.
Oh, for sure.
That's fair.
I actually thought when you first said that, I thought it was something. There was something in the Netherlands, so I did. I googled it and
No,
found
that
it.
was the pineapple conflict.
Oh,
You don't
yeah, of
recall that
course.
one.
Fantastic. Moving on to question 8 in round 2, and this has nothing to do with tennis. Produced in the adrenal gland, which hormone is known as the stress hormone?
So I don't think it's adrenaline. Which,
No. What is the? It doesn't have anything to do with tennis. So balls, racket, fault,
McEnroe, obviously.
fault, line, judge,
Serena,
clay,
Tonin,
grass. Just Nadal, you could say, or serenal hormone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know this one, Matt. And I think Neal, Jeff, you guys will know this the second I say it. I think it's cortisol.
Tennis is played on a court. It is cortisol.
What did you guys say?
Nothing good, obviously.
Yeah, we
so
just said
we
it
don't
was
want to embarrass ourselves
something.
further by
Serenal
hormone.
All right, moving into question 9 in the category of I was made for loving you. Osculation is a term used in geometry that describes the place where two curves or surfaces come into contact. The word is also used for what human activity?
They're locked in. Now, I took geometry at some point in time. Human activity. Loving you. It's possible that this is kiss. Because it's where the two curves meet.
Yeah.
And they would,
where they kiss.
Yeah, and that would be the point.
That sounds good to me.
So we can lock in with kiss.
Jeff, I know you came up with it using your brain, but now that I hear the category again, it's I was made for loving you, baby. Kiss.
Oh, I didn't
it's a
realize
Kiss.
it was by the
That's
artist
the band.
Kiss.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, Neal said he knows everything about kissing cousins, and so we said kissing.
Don't shame me going on Geometry Hub.
Well done, guys. You did get the clue. I was made for loving you. It is kissing. And the term comes from the Latin root of osculate, which means to kiss.
I have a fan that osculates.
How much did you have to pay for that?
Do not kiss your fan, Matt.
I would say, Matt, you might want to back away from the fan just a little bit. You might be doing it wrong.
Beautiful. And the final question in the round in category needs an umbrella. Who was singing in the rain in 1952?
We can lock in.
All right. So Singing in the Rain is, I believe, Debbie Reynolds, but she is not the one singing in the rain because the one singing in the rain is the guy and
the famous guy who is singing in the rain.
The man who is singing in the rain.
Not Fred Astaire.
I think that the two guys in the movie are, and this could be totally wrong, but I think it's Fred Astaire and someone else, and I think it's the other guy.
The other guy is the one who's singing.
Yeah, and Fred
Mark
Astaire could
Wahlberg.
also not even be in the movie. I have no idea. I remember watching this movie on Turner Classic with my grandmother over and over again. So I feel bad not knowing it. But yeah, I mean, Fred Astaire would be my best guess, although I'm almost positive it's wrong.
He's just a dancing man.
Yeah, or
and we had Debbie Reynolds, but we don't have it. We don't have the actors in the movie.
Yeah, she could be wrong too. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think we're gonna get it then. So let's just lock in with the Fred Astaire.
Yeah, this would have been Fred Astaire. I guess if it was Tiger Beat, he would have been on the other magazine. We said Eugene Curran Kelly.
Very good work. It was indeed Gene Kelly. And you did have the right movie, Nate. It is the Debbie Reynolds movie. The Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, were the two guys in that movie.
At the end of the second round, looks like both teams added 30 points to their scores, bringing Blueberry Pie to 205 and Key Party to 165. Enough to go all in on the final. But what are those categories?
So we have an all Aussie final. The categories are fierce animals, finally some good food, fruit salad, moving house, and crikey.
Our wagers are now locked in, and both teams are just going for it. 30s all the way down, so let's see what the questions are.
Question 1. Which Australian golfer who spent 331 total weeks as world number 1 in the 80s and 90s was commonly known as the Great White Shark? Question 2. What lunchbox staple was given to men at work in their 1981 hit song? Question 3. Both the red, Anthony, and blue, Jeff, Wiggles originally performed in which Australian pop band before creating the much more popular kids group? It seems Anthony and Jeff could survive almost anything. Question 4. Which explorer's cottage in Yorkshire, England was deconstructed and recreated brick by brick in Melbourne, Australia in 1934? And rounding out the final, what is the first name of Steve the Crocodile Hunter Irwin's dancing daughter who was born in 1998 and is now a popular conservationist in her own right?
Our players will think about those answers, and we'll be right back. We're back with our answers. Let's have the questions one more time and see who will be the cream of the crop today. Again, both teams wagered 30 on all questions.
All right, question 1 in Fierce Animals. Which Australian golfer who spent 331 weeks total as world number 1 in the 80s and 90s was commonly known as the Great White Shark?
This one we knew just because when I was kind of into golf for a little while, I thought that his logo was really cool because of all the sharks, and I had a few things from his line, his fashion line. So we locked in with Greg Norman.
We did as well. Live president Greg Norman.
Yeah, noted choke artist.
Well done. Yes, points all around. It was, in fact, Greg Norman, one of our best golfers that we've ever had. In question 2, in finally some good effing food, what lunchbox staple was given to men at work in their 1981 hit song?
Yeah, we believe this is a Vegemite sandwich. So that's what we said, Vegemite sandwich. Ken's favorite.
We also said Vegemite sandwich.
Yes,
Again, points all round. It was a Vegemite sandwich. You guys
just want to
speak
point out
my
that
language.
if you support us on Patreon, you can watch a video of several of us eating Vegemite.
Which I like.
Because that's a thing we did. And we put it up on
I think
Patreon.
it was technically Marmite.
Yeah, it was technically Marmite, yeah.
Oh, apologies.
Yes, and it should be used sparsely, not quite so layered on as you might. Question 3 in Fruit Salad. Both the red and blue Wiggles originally performed in which Australian pop band?
Yep. Seems to fit the clue here. We're guessing Cockroach. The Cockroaches.
Yeah, they would survive almost anything. We said the Cockroaches.
Fantastic. Another perfect round. It was the Cockroaches. Question 4 in Moving House. Which explorer's cottage in Yorkshire, England was deconstructed and recreated brick by brick in Melbourne, Australia in 1934?
I divulged to laughs in the studio here, but Colleen's family is descended from this explorer. That's why I knew it. We put Captain Cook.
Oh, we also went with Jimmy Cook.
Indeed, it was Jimmy Cook, who was the first.
As his friends called him.
Oi, Jimmy.
Hey, bruv.
He was James until he got to Australia, and then he was Jimmy.
Yeah.
Cook, mate.
Jimma.
Jimmy.
Oh, like you said, Ken, yeah. He
Jimma.
was Jimmy Cook. My grandpa's Jimmy Hook.
The final question in the final round in Crikey. What was the first name of Steve the Crocodile Hunter's daughter?
Yep, pretty sure that that's Bindi Irwin.
We too said Bindi.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. That was a perfect final round.
So closing this game with huge scores, perfect final rounds for everybody, bringing Key Party to a whopping 315. Normally that's enough, but it's not today because Blueberry Pies racked up 355, making them today's cream of the crop.
I'm talking about all the way to the top. Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for all those great puns and clues, I don't think our score would have been that high, but we are honored to hold the mantle of cream of the crop, but it was a valiant effort from our other competitors over at the Key Largo team.
Yeah, you guys fought valiantly.
I mean, like you said, 315 wins any other game that we play. But let's start with Mark. Those were awesome questions. The flavor text was amazing. A little bit of an Australian flair in there, obviously. But thank you for not only representing all of our Australian listeners, who we love dearly, but just for being a patron and hanging out with us today. Any parting words before we let you go today?
No, thank you, guys. I'll have to make it a little bit harder next time if I get another crack at it. But that was great fun putting it together and working with the play testers. That was awesome. Great feedback from Jay from Liquid Courage, Grand play tester Louis, Bettina Machael, Damon Ryan, and Matt Kirk. They were all very instrumental in getting that a little bit more, a few more clues and a bit more personality to some of those questions. So I really value their input.
Yeah, we love our play testers, and they're smart cookies too.
Yeah, we always love the fact that they're there to help. And if you're having a game that you're hosting in the near future, let us know if you need to get in touch with them, or if you need, if you know some of them as well, they'll help you out, and we appreciate it. Nate, we know that we have held you hostage here for the last week, but we appreciate you being okay with it, and the food and rations that we gave you were enough. But anything you'd like to say before we let you go today?
Yeah, no, I did lose 16 pounds. I'm excited to go home and see my family. But no, just shout out to you guys. Mark, it was an awesome game, despite, the high scores. I think it was a great game. And just shout out to you guys. Love the podcast, love the Triviality crew, and it's always a fun time.
Yeah, and if anybody else out there is looking to lose weight, our diet plan is just one thing we offer.
That's true. Well, Ken, one thing we like to say at the end of every episode is a big thank you to our network. Our new network is Airwave Media, where you can find many other podcasts in a similar vein to ours, history, trivia, all that good stuff over at airwavemedia.com. And Ken, what are a few shows that people should check out?
Indeed. One type of podcast I love are sleep story podcasts, and there's one right here, Sleep Tight Stories. We've got, of course, The Underworld, and Who Did What Now?
All right. Well, thank you very much to airwavemedia.com. Thank you to Nate and Mark for joining us today. Thank you to all of our patrons. And for Matt, Jeff, and Ken, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality.